Once upon a very expensive time, June 2023, Dubai threw a wedding so over the top it could have made Versailles blush. Princess Sheikha Mahra married Sheikh Mana in a rumored $50 million extravaganza, complete with jaw-dropping decor and a guest list dripping with royalty and celebrities. Mahra skipped the traditional bridal look and rocked a sleek white designer gown, an early sign she wasn't your usual rule-following princess. After a honeymoon in Mykonos and a royal baby in May 2024, everything looked picture perfect. Until she started deleting photos and unfollowed her husband, the royal equivalent of skywriting trouble ahead. Instagram speaks louder than palace press releases. For regular mortals, unfollowing your spouse might trigger mild gossip among friends. For a royal with 2.7 million followers, it's the digital equivalent of lighting a neon sign that says, "Something's wrong." By summer 2024, Mahra began quietly deleting photos of Sheikh Mana. Soon, she unfollowed him altogether. At public appearances, the couple's body language went from glowing newlyweds to awkward strangers sharing a taxi. Fans sensed trouble, and the rumor mill went into overdrive. Then, in July 2024, Mahra went full shockwave. She posted a message that could fit in a single tweet, but shook centuries of royal tradition. "I divorce you. I divorce you. I divorce you." In Islamic law, this triple declaration, known as talaq, is historically used by men to end a marriage instantly. Women rarely invoke it, and certainly not publicly. But Mahra didn't wait for palace lawyers, court rulings, or carefully worded statements. She tapped post, and history changed. The internet goes wild and mostly loves it. If Kim Kardashian's 72-day marriage caused eye rolls, Mahra's Instagram divorce created a full-blown online celebration. Within hours, the comments flooded in. Women from Dubai to Detroit hailed her as fearless. "Empowering to see a woman stand up for herself like this," wrote one follower. Another cheered, "You go, girl, history made." Some skeptics thought her account was hacked. After all, who expects a princess to casually end a royal marriage on Instagram? But Mahra quickly proved the post was real, sharing serene photos with her daughter and exuding calm independence. Instead of scandalizing the internet, she won it. The overwhelming tone was admiration, a modern royal refusing to stay silent or play the part of the wronged but dutiful wife. Mahra's three-line announcement became more than gossip. It became a cultural moment. A marriage collides with tradition. So what caused the fairy tale to unravel so quickly? Rumors swirled that Sheikh Mana was exploring the idea of taking a second wife. Polygyny, a man marrying multiple wives, remains legal and culturally accepted in parts of the Gulf. But Mahra, raised with both Arab and Western influences, was reportedly not interested in sharing her husband, no matter what tradition allowed. Imagine spending $50 million on a wedding and then discovering your spouse is considering a sequel. That's the kind of plot twist no one wants. For Mahra, it wasn't about jealousy, it was about respect and autonomy. She had signed up for partnership, not a casting call for Sister Wives Dubai edition. Her public talaq was a statement that culture may permit something, but she doesn't have to accept it. This clash between centuries-old norms and the expectations of a new generation played out on the world stage in real time. And Mahra wasn't just quietly leaving, she was rewriting the script. Why Mahra's story resonated everywhere. Divorce isn't new. Celebrity breakups happen daily. But a Middle Eastern princess publicly rejecting her marriage and doing it on Instagram was seismic. In regions where women often face enormous pressure to remain silent or endure unhappy unions, Mahra's act felt revolutionary. Women across cultures related to her courage. Her story spread beyond gossip sites into discussions about gender, autonomy, and modern love. Mahra's decision also tapped into a larger shift. The rise of royals who speak directly to the public through social media instead of palace-approved channels. Her three-line post made the ancient, intimidating world of royalty suddenly human and relatable. It wasn't just the divorce that resonated, it was how she did it. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and self-directed. For many women, it was a reminder that status or tradition doesn't have to trap you. The ruler of Dubai takes her side. Here's where the plot takes an unexpected, almost cinematic twist. Mahra's father, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai and vice president of the UAE, reportedly supported her completely. Traditionally, royal family scandals are handled with hushed discretion. Fathers don't usually celebrate their daughters' divorces, especially when they've been arranged. But Sheikh Mohammed didn't just shrug and look away. Reports suggest he banished Sheikh Mahra from Dubai. Mahra herself publicly thanked him, with a message dripping with both love and subtle rebellion. "Dear father, thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for marking an era that proves there is justice for everyone." It was more than a sweet Instagram caption. It was a royal mic drop. The most powerful man in Dubai was effectively signaling that his daughter's happiness mattered more than preserving an outdated tradition. In a region where women's autonomy can still be heavily restricted, that's huge. It doesn't rewrite every law overnight, but it sends a very clear message. Times are changing. A custody win few expected. Another precedent-breaking move? Mahra retained full custody of her daughter. In many Gulf divorces, fathers are favored in custody rulings. Mothers often face uphill battles to keep their children. Mahra's success, backed by her father's influence, may inspire other women to fight harder for their rights. Of course, not everyone applauded. Traditionalists worry that this could unsettle long-standing cultural norms. But for countless mothers watching, it was a powerful symbol. Mahra wasn't just walking away from an unhappy marriage. She was also proving she could build an independent life as both a woman and a parent, even in one of the world's most tradition-bound royal systems. Why royal life isn't all sparkle? It's easy to envy a princess, palaces, couture, private jets. But Mahra's story pulls back the velvet curtain on what that life really means. Royal existence isn't just glamorous, it's suffocatingly public. Every outfit is scrutinized. Every Instagram post is dissected. And in Mahra's case, her marriage was reportedly arranged, adding another layer of duty and expectation. Imagine trying to build a loving partnership while also representing your nation and knowing that millions are analyzing your every move. Add the relentless pressure of social media, where unfollowing your husband can trigger international headlines, and it's no wonder cracks turn into fractures. Mahra's decision to take control of her story wasn't just bold, it was survival. Waiting for official statements would have left her voiceless in a narrative about her own life. The Instagram divorce that changed the game. Mahra's three-word post was more than a breakup. It was a cultural reset. Royals are expected to communicate through polished press offices. Mahra showed that in the digital era, even palaces can't control a personal narrative. She went directly to her followers, and in doing so, to the world. Some critics called it unseemly to air royal laundry so publicly, but the overwhelming response was respect. She chose honesty over optics, personal freedom over silence. For many, that was more powerful than any tiara. How this could rewrite the royal playbook. Mahra's move may ripple far beyond her own life. Younger royals everywhere are paying attention. Future princes and princesses might demand more choice in who they marry, rather than simply accepting political or family-driven matches. Divorce may lose some of its heavy stigma, especially for women. Social media could replace palace PR as the main stage for personal announcements. And perhaps most importantly, Happiness may become part of the royal job description. After all, how can you serve your country gracefully if you're miserable at home? And that's the story of how Princess Mahra turned a $50 million fairy tale into a bold, history-making Instagram mic drop. If you loved this dive into the most talked about royal breakup on the internet, hit that like and subscribe.